Hello, I'm going to talk you through the Michi clue system today. Now, I was keen to maybe get a voiceover or do some AI or whatever, but I think it's best if you just hear a human being, the bloke who wrote the system, talk you through everything. So I'm Matt. I'm the owner of Lock and Code Escape Rooms and Red House Mysteries across the southwest of England, and I'll talk you through the system and how I find it useful, and how I've made it as an escape room owner who's run thousands of games myself, knowing what I'd like in the room, as well as constantly getting stuff back from staff telling me how they like stuff to be changed. So it's ever evolving, and it's been used in our sort of 14 rooms for the last couple of months, and it's been fantastic. Timer control first. Obviously, timer control pretty standard. You can change the default time, adjust settings, change start, pause, reset, etc. And you can also, what we really like, one of the main things that's been really great is the slider, which changes the speed of the countdown. Okay, now obviously, if you want that sort of Hollywood last minute time dilation at the end of the game, then that's really useful for that. Or if you want to, I mean, not that you'd speed them along to get them out quicker, but there can be reasons where you want it to go faster as well. Music and audio. Okay, so I'm going to go through all these tabs quite quickly, and then I'll do other videos that talk through the specifics. You can add the tracks all at the same time, browse, and then just go to your files and select them all at the same time. You can volume trim, so you can make individual tracks louder or quieter if they haven't been normalized in editing beforehand. You can attach them to hue scenes, so lighting effects. So when a certain one plays, you want all lights to go off or something, I don't know, dim down or make a flicker effect. Or you can get them to be triggered by MQTT as well. Now, each one's got the overall music volume, left or right, voiceover volume, which we'll go into in a minute, and crossfade. So I'll show you this quickly, the crossfade, because it's something I really wanted and I couldn't get it to work properly in other systems. If I played a track, let it fade up as well. Wait for it to fade all the way up. And then another track played. Get a crossfade. Now, the ducking, which I'll go through quickly, is if you go to the voiceovers and then you play a soundboard and you play a clue,
One of the apps have a name that you find on one of the notes.
it will duck the music volume down so you can hear the sound effect. You don't have to have that. You might want a thunderstorm effect to come over the top. So if you go to edit, you can disable ducking. You can change the sound on there as volume control on there as well. And also, obviously, you can tie the hue lighting to these. So if you did have a thunder clap, you might want to have a lighting effect with it or whatever. That would be nice and easy to do as well. These can all be triggered by MQTT as well, which means they can be triggered by the props, obviously. Video player, not too much to go through. If you had the clue screen on and you played the video, it would play the video over the clue screen. Okay, or we can play it on another screen as well in the room. Clues and TTS. So this would duck down as well if it's got text to speech. At the moment, it's being run by 11 Labs, but it can be run by other. It's got the integration for Edge and PYTTSX, so you can be offline if you'd like. I like 11 Labs. It's got a high quality text to speech and a lot of different models I can pick from, as opposed to OpenAI, Whisper, or whatever. These are for if you're on the web, so don't worry too much. I'll show you that later. This clue sound effects, it just picks up the ones from a soundboard, and you can pick up any of those which give a clue sound when you give your clue. Rewrite with an AI persona. So this is always fun. Read page 32. So at the moment, it's tuned into talk like a Valley girl or talk like an American. Okay, so I put send and TTS.
Oh my gosh, you totally should check out page 32 for some super important vibes or whatever.
Now, this is obviously optional, and some of my staff love it, some of them hate it. But it means that if you're just lazily typing in very blunt instructions or clues and you want them to be rewritten in a certain way, you can do that. And that's, like I said, it can be run from a local LLM like Llama, or it can be run from OpenAI, ChatGPT, if you've got your API keys ready. So it doesn't have to all be online constantly. I know some people don't like using AI, online all the time. Auto send on request is clues if they're requested from an external source, you can get them to auto create clues. And global as well is when clues are given a certain amount of time after a step has started. I'll go through that in a minute. You can send the screen on its own, so it's just text. You can send and TTS. You can send the TTS only, so it might just be like whispering in a horror game or something. And yeah, it's got a memory as well. So there's a sort of AI built into it, so you can talk to it through another screen, and you can give that a persona, and it has a memory of what the team's been talking about. So you might want to clear that between the games, because they might not understand what's going on otherwise. Router automation. We rely a lot on MQTT. I find it the best to use over when I used to have sort of HTML links and stuff. We can easily change anything into MQTT. So if you want 5 volts coming in, just using a basic ESP32, we can change, recognize the 5 volts coming in and change it into MQTT. Or if you don't know about MQTT, I'm happy to talk you through anything as well before using this. But I'm sure a lot of you know what you're on about, know what you're doing, and have done it for a long time. Anyway, this is your basic sort of control system here. I've not edited anything. So you can say what the incoming topic is going to be, say what the payload is going to be. You can delay it. So, for example, we've got something at the end of one game where a prop starts, it sends the thing, but we want the audio to link up with it. So it has a 16-second delay. So we can put a delay on the audio coming through. You've got different actions. You can publish another MQTT topic. Timer, change the timer, change when it starts, changes how it's set. Music, voice, TTS, AI hints, etc., etc. Okay, so loads of stuff you can do there. And like with all of this, if you think of something you want it to do that it doesn't do, I will add that, because I just love adding features to it. Props, MQTT props. So this is just, some people like to have them all in one place. We could probably add it to the clue tab if you'd like at one point, but it would be a list of props, different colors, whether they're closed or open, just so you can quickly see. Now, this should be probably named other things in test and prop too, but it might be, they've got into the grandfather clock, or they've triggered the override, etc. Buttons, really useful. They don't look that pretty at the moment because you can drag them around and change the size of them. They just send different MQTT sends, but you can add more than one at a time. So we've got a reset button in one of our games, and it resets the program that's written on the Pi on the PC. It resets all the props in the game just by pushing one button. So that's pretty useful. Monitor. Monitor just takes in the signals from some programs that have been written. So this is, for example, a fake desktop that's running one of our games, and it will tell us what app they've got open on desktop. There's a load of different apps, and some of our staff were struggling to see. And instead of just having I know we could have had a remote PC going on or whatever, and we could see through that way. But I liked it here. It's just neater, and it's all through the clue system. So login attempts, how many times they've tried, if they've got the right code, etc., etc. So you can see everything in real time. It's been really, really useful to keep an eye on and knowing how the game's running. And you can add ones and muck around with them. Game steps. This is really involved, I think. It'll take a long time. So you have put all the clues down, okay, all the clues for the game in there. And then at the very basic level, someone who's running the game can tick through as it goes through. Now, obviously, it does more than that. This shows when they expect to get to this puzzle in the game, and this is how long they expect it to be. Now, this is a example, so that's all very uniform, but it could be that some puzzles take 10 minutes, some take 2 or 3 minutes. Over time, the more it's used, it will collect the data and it will collect an average start and an average duration that each one actually takes. And then if you click auto align, it can then change that. Okay, so to line up with the averages over time. So if I start a new game, you can see it's green because it started and it's 5 minutes. So they are still well within the time that it would usually take them to do it. If I was to change the timer, and we went back to it, it's gone red now because they really should have done that by this point. And if I went back again, it starts glowing. It starts flashing red. If I click done on that one, the next one probably still will be red but this one's green now. Over time, you can have a look at the leaderboards. I mean, I haven't done a lot here. Leaderboard. Best ever team, best this month, best this week. And if you double click on it, it will show you all the times it took and how long when they got to it and how long it took them to complete that step. You can export this, you can export the reports, and you can run the leaderboard elsewhere, so like in the briefing room or whatever. If we look at each step, it will give a name, a description, when it starts, how long. You can obviously have them triggered instead of manually clicking the done. You can have them triggered by MQTT. So when a prop's done, you can have it trigger that instead of relying on your staff to click a button. Gives 3 clues, each getting a bit more obvious as it goes on. And this is the delay after. So if I had that thing on earlier, it says global, it would, after that step starts, 5 minutes after, if it's still not be completed, it might get the first clue, 10 minutes after, and 15 minutes after, it get the third clue. You don't have to have that. You can have actions that once they've completed that step, it triggers something else, or shows that a prop's been triggered, etc., etc. So, and also AI import, again, can be local or online. If you load the room in or add how the room runs, it would generate the steps automatically for you. Then you can go in and edit them as opposed to doing it all from scratch. That might have been a lazy step, but I found it useful. So if we look at this clues being automated, so if we looked at the one that we were looking at just now, a book related to Middle Earth might hold the blah, blah, blah. Generate next hint. It would just generate that one. And if I clicked it again, it would generate the next one. Okay, now you can have this linked up to a different system that asks for clues, and then it will generate the clues for them. And it will even rewrite if you ask it to rewrite in the AI persona. It will change the clue, or use TTS. It will read it out. So really good for automation within the games. Erica Player, I'll talk through this another time. Really, it goes with another program that comes with the system. Global chat. Okay, so this is, I don't know how useful it is, but anyone running the Michi system can talk to each other. Okay, it's just all on the same IP address. It goes through the same Mosquito server, and everyone can chat. So it could be talking to somebody who's running the game in a different country, etc. I thought it might be nice to try and bring people together, or in the same company. Philips Hue, I've kept it really simple. It only supports Hue at the moment. If you want other lighting systems, we can look at doing that, definitely. You click connect, you click the button on the bridge, and it connects. No mucking around with IP addresses and stuff like that. Literally connect, boom. If it's all on the local network, it's cool. If you're on a VPN, then turn it off. Create new scene. You can, like I said, you can create different lighting effects, which is cool. CCTV cameras, these tie up with OnVIF or ONVIF or IP cameras. We use Reolink, so it's great for us. Add the NVR. You can add them all at the same time. We could add them individually, bring them up. And you can choose where the output of the audio comes from, so that you can be listening to the camera and listening to the game whilst also playing music on the same system. So that can be sometimes frustrating. All you need usually is a USB sound card, and then it's plug and play. Really cool. Edit layout. We've got it so you can have all your props, and I've only got 2, but I put more out in different places in the room, and it moves around with it, stays in place, and you can be like, right, well, that one is triggered over there, that's triggered. Look, instead of having to go to the props, and you can keep this on top. So even when we move to different tabs, we still got this here. QR codes made for player screens, which is your online sort of clues screen, and your mission control. mission control shows all the games running on your system at the same time, and that's the individual room ID. I'll show you that later. And then config, where you can go through everything and change your clue screens and